What separates successful entrepreneurs from those who struggles? It's not only strategy, it's also a mindset. And today I'm having Michaela, who is a business mindset coach and have helped so many entrepreneurs master their game. Hi Michaela, how are you today?
Hello, I'm so great and thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be on here today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm so excited to have you here. So tell me a little bit about yourself. What inspired you to be a business mindset coach?
Well, definitely my journey as a beauty salon owner. So I opened my business in 2018.
Yeah.
And during that time, I didn't have a lot of idea about business.
Yeah.
And what that meant is I wanted to help people feel good about themselves. And I wanted to make sure my team and everyone else around me were happy.
Yes.
And so with that, my business was thriving. We had great clientele. We had great reputation. However, I wasn't thriving myself personally.
Okay. So did you end up struggling with your business?
Yes, it definitely led me to burnout. And this is where I was pouring everything into the business.
Yeah.
However, I was forgetting about myself. And I just felt like I was on this emotional, physical, mental roller coaster because I was always, my happiness depended on the external things around me. So it was on our achievements in the business, our finances in the business, on my team feeling happy and succeeding. Everything depended on the external factors. And the thing with that is that when you're waiting on the external, you're forgetting about yourself internally.
Yes.
And this is what happened March last year. I hit breaking point. I was pouring everything into the business like I had been for the last, 5.5 years. And I thought there has to be more to life. I went into business to feel the freedom, to feel the happiness and the fulfillment. However, I was pouring from an empty cup. And it just took over me emotionally.
It feels so familiar. I really like it. It really feels so familiar, and I'm pretty sure that most of the small business owners feels the same at some point.
Yeah.
And that's why we need you.
Yes.
Why do you think that mindset is such a critical factor?
Well, mindset is the foundations of everything in life and business. And with this, you can have all the best systems and strategies in place. However, if you don't align your thoughts and beliefs with it, you'll have your little unconscious mind, which runs 90% of our thoughts and feelings and beliefs, telling you that you're not capable, you're not good enough, you're not worthy of this. And many people feel stuck or feel burnt out or just have that constant negative self-talk that holds them back from their potential. And so that was really what was holding me back from my potential of having $1 million business.
What are some of the most common mindset challenges?
So a lot of challenges that a lot of people face when they're starting their business is the fear of failure.
Yes, okay.
Fear of failing, fear of it not working out, fear of not being good enough or worthy of what they want. And they're already deciding before, what if it doesn't work out? So then that's kind of a little bit of an unconscious decision that this could be a potential that it doesn't work out. So then they have that fear that holds them back from their true potential.
Okay.
And this is where, to get through that, is model the people that have already been where you are. And then give you empowering beliefs that you can do it and it is possible, and you just have to support yourself with your beliefs.
Yes, how you help small business owners to scale their business or get over these boundaries.
So getting over the boundaries first is definitely figuring out where these stories are coming from.
Okay.
Because most of the time, these are just stories that have come from other people, other situations that they're telling themselves.
Yeah.
So firstly, recognizing what that is and where this story comes from. And then we work on reframing it to something that's more empowering and positive and focusing solely on what you want to create.
Okay.
Because Robbins has this amazing quote that I know is quite familiar with people, is where focus goes, energy flows. So it's putting all of your focus on what you want to create, not your focus on what if I make a mistake, because if you focus on that, you're going to create that. One of the biggest concepts that I teach my clients is about cause and effect.
I'm guessing money is one of the biggest thing people don't charge enough.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. So with that comes down to a worthiness piece. And this is actually something that I had been working in my new business.
Yeah.
Because in beauty, I'd been around, had a massive reputation, been around for 7 years, whereas I started a whole new coaching business. So stepping into my worth of what I am worth with my clients. And that is definitely something that entrepreneurs and small businesses face, is knowing their worth to what they can charge.
How can small business owners can overcome fear and self-doubt, especially when they're taking a big risk or when they feel they take a big risk?
Yeah, so with this one, this question is great. And because we always definitely do face it when we're about to take a big risk.
Yeah.
Firstly, every risk that I've done has always paid off. So knowing that when you take the risk and you do the uncomfortable, it means that you are growing and evolving, which I think is super empowering. However, what I would do in these situations is focus on the vision that you want to create.
Okay.
Focus on, create a visual of what it is that you want to create and visualize it being a success. What it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like, what the impact that you're making on the community and in your life. Like, focus fully on your vision so that you can't look anywhere else. That's all that you're focusing on. And I know I mentioned earlier on, but model the people that are where you want to be.
Yeah, okay.
Because I didn't have a coach for 4 years and I had to figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
And the minute I got a coach, my life changed instantly.
Such a big change. Yes, that makes such a big change.
Yeah.
Let's get specific for a minute.
Yeah.
So my biggest struggle, and it always has been, is I'm not asking for the price that I'm really, because my hourly rate at the moment is $120.
Yeah.
But I barely ask for that. I know I have the knowledge. I have almost 15 years of experience as a marketer, and compared to these $120, it's really the bare minimum.
Yes.
And still, I barely charge that much, and it's because of the fear that, but if I charge that much and that client is not going to come on board because she doesn't want to pay more than $30 an hour. And then I go as low as $30 an hour and undercharge myself. Every time when I charge my real hourly rate, they're happy to pay that because they get results. But I feel that a lot of people, especially small business owners, has this kind of limiting belief. What would you say to me to stop self-doubt, stop being not so kind to myself?
Yeah.
And just charge what I'm worth.
I just start charging it and just I would stand in front of the mirror and fully imagine yourself saying $120 an hour, or say even more expensive. So I would start getting you to stand in front of the mirror and practicing saying my course is $1,000 an hour. Like, make it a lot more excessive and get comfortable with saying that it's $1,000 an hour when you're actually only charging 120. So you can get comfortable that when you do your client calls that you say 120, it just comes off no dramas.
Yeah, okay.
And with this as well, is fully stepping in that you were attracting the clients that are aligned with you.
Yeah, that's something that I really noticed, because always when I undercharged myself, I attracted those clients who we were not a perfect match fit. And it's not about them. It was nothing wrong with them. They're wonderful people. It's just we just weren't a match. That's all.
So I would write down your ideal client and talk about the values and who this person, what they look like, what they do for work, what kind of energy that they bring to you, because you really want to be working with people that are aligned with you, right? Because then you get to put all of your energy in it. It just feels effortless, it flows, and you just love doing it even more. So just thinking that, when you're charging 120, you're attracting people that are aligned with you, and you're attracting people that are worthy of your time and their time, vice versa. So it's all about like focusing on what you want to create through your language that you use.
Yes.
And definitely obviously diving deep to where these stories came from.
Yeah. What daily practices or habits would you recommend to maintain a strong business owner mindset?
Yes, I love this very much. My morning ritual is my absolute priority that I do before I leave. So I wake up about 4:30, 5 a.m. And with this, I would recommend doing gratitude, doing 3 things that you are grateful for so that you can step into your appreciation and be grateful for all the things that you have, all the things that are coming. Because when you're in an energy of love, you're only going to bring more of that. And another thing is journaling. So each day, to have the CEO mindset is you want to be reflecting on your feelings and emotions and things that are triggering you. So you can recognize within yourself where that is so that you can ask yourself, what do I need to do to create the change? So morning rituals are so important to set you up for success for your day and so that you are doing something for yourself.
Yeah.
And this is super important to me. So with this, writing down 3 things that you're grateful for so that you can come from a space of appreciation and love, because when you're in that, you appreciate the small things, the big things, and you're only going to attract more love into your life in all areas of your life, in business.
So writing down 3 things that I'm grateful for is in business or just in general in my life?
In general, because when you are feeling love within yourself in all areas, it reflects onto your business.
Okay. Yeah.
Because your business thrives when you are thriving.
Okay.
And to have the CEO mindset is actually reflecting every day on your emotions, like how you were feeling and any triggers that you had, so that you can constantly be recognizing what is it in me that I'm feeling right now. So if I'm feeling a little bit of anger or sadness, what can I do to create the change and get the outcome that I want? Because we're going to have challenges, or we're going to have things that are going to spark up emotions, because we're humans.
Yeah.
So when you do the mindset work, it's not just do 8 weeks and done. It's a forever journey to be constantly evolving and growing within yourself, because like I said, when you're thriving, your business will thrive. It all starts with you.
It sounds, as you say, it sounds so very easy, but as someone who has a reminder on her phone to start every morning with gratitude, and also I tried journaling so many times, but I always stopped. It sounds easy, but it's not as easy. Why is that?
You know why? When the journaling part, you've stopped. Is it because you're actually stopping yourself from getting into like the feelings?
I can't really tell, but probably, yeah. Probably I'm just stopping myself because, I feel too good. It's not happening to me. I don't deserve that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with this, it's asking great questions. So with the questions I'd be asking that I mentioned earlier on, it's asking the great questions to get yourself thinking. And when you dive deep, that's where the answers are. So when you start to journal, you start to actually tap into the unconscious a little bit more, and you start to find out a little bit more about yourself.
Okay.
So there could be many of reasons why you're finding it challenging. So I just would start with like 15 minutes that you dedicate every day and be consistent for 30 days and start looking for things that you're grateful for. Because if you were struggling to look for things that you're grateful for, then how can you bring more love into your life?
Okay.
Start to appreciate the small things.
Okay. So I'm going to start tomorrow.
Great.
And I do for 30 days.
Yes. And then you just keep going.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So one little thing that I'll help you with that is remember how good it makes you feel when you do it.
Yeah.
And how much of a success your day is when you dedicate that time to yourself and you have that reflection in that journal. I journal every day and I'm constantly reflecting my thoughts. And yes, it is a lot of work, but this is where you get to heal the things and recognize what is there and grow.
So how do you help your clients to stay focused and avoid burnout, especially in the face of overwhelming challenges?
This is actually a very great question, because this is definitely something that I experienced this week.
Okay.
And the challenge that I was facing around feeling the overwhelm and a little bit stressed is the fact that I was not organized.
Okay.
So, especially running a business,
yes,
you need to be organized.
Yeah, okay.
And so what I recommend with all my clients, because everyone has to-do lists, right? Like they have these big lists that feel like they're forever long and that they can never get through them.
Yeah.
And that just seems overwhelming.
Yes.
So what I encourage my clients to do, and I do myself, is plan out your weeks in your calendar. From the moment you wake up, including your gratitude, getting ready, gym, like plan out everything. And then with your to-do tasks, plan them in your calendar so you're allocating specific time to do those tasks. So they're not just filling up the brain with all of these things that you need to do and creating that overwhelm for people.
So how long do you plan to have for?
So I create like consistency. So I'll have Monday to Wednesday that are client days. So I'll block that off for client days forever until I change it.
Okay.
I wake up at the same time, I get ready at the same time. So for as long as you can, if there's certain things that you do every day at the same time, then create that repetitive pattern. Like it definitely may seem like a lot at the start. However, like when you're planned and you know when you're meant to be doing your business task and including rest in there and making planned rest.
So you schedule rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's interesting. That's something I've never heard. Okay.
Yeah. So on the Saturday, Sunday, that is my rest days. So they're free days. I can do whatever I want to do and I don't feel guilty for it. I don't feel like I need to be working on my business because these are scheduled rest days. You can do whatever you want for those days.
Well, I could welcome this in my schedule, definitely.
Yes.
Guilty as charged for in working Saturdays, Sundays, and and quite frankly, I always feel a little bit guilty when I'm not working on my business and when I'm resting. And why am I resting? I should be working on my business.
You know, it was so funny. I've actually been reading about this at the moment, and I'm only just started on this journey, but I've been reading about the masculine and the feminine energy. Yeah. So masculine is like, we need to be achieving, we need to be doing all the tasks, we need to be working all on the business. And it's so like all about achievements, all about working and very dominant, right? I've been in my masculine for my whole life, like for years in business. And I'm learning that with the feminine is this like starting to planning your days so they're a little bit more slower, like have your work days. So I'm deciding the Monday to Wednesday, but then planning your rest, planning your gym and your walk. And when you get that rest and recharge, you can then be better on your business.
Yes.
Because what happens, and this is where burnout happens, is I was the same. I thought I always had to work on my business.
Yes.
And then you feel guilty, you burn out, and you end up not loving it.
Yeah.
I experienced that. And so many people do. So plan the rest days and then plan your work days in your calendar so you don't feel guilty and you can go all in when you're working on your business and then enjoy your rest, knowing that it's just rest.
How important is visualization and goal setting in achieving a business success?
Like when you're writing your goals, be very specific, time specific, and write as if now that it has already happened. Okay. So for example, when you want this goal on the 30th of May 2025, writing that it is the 30th of May 2025. So as if now that it's already happened, and make sure all the words you are using are towards your goals.
Okay.
So avoiding any don't or not. When we use words like don't and not want, it's going away from our goal. So this is why a lot of goals also fail as well.
For someone who watching at the moment and feels stuck or unsure about their business journey, what's the first step?
So with this, I would be asking some questions for yourself and getting your journal out. Because getting clear, so the questions I would be asking yourself is figuring out what specifically do I want? Because sometimes we can happen when we're in burnout, we can then think, oh, we'll sell the business because we're just at that burnout stage. But specifically asking yourself, what specifically do I want? Okay. And where am I now? What am I feeling right now? And seeing the gap of what they want and where they are. Okay. And then asking themselves, like, what steps do I need to take to create change today?
Okay.
Because what can happen is we can rectify what we want and where we are. However, we don't take the action, so then nothing happens or nothing changes. So that's one thing I would do, just to figure out where you want to be. Otherwise, definitely working with a coach. And the reason I say this, for the last 2 years, I've worked with a coach, and it's been the best thing ever. So you don't have to feel stuck and unfulfilled and do it alone, because it's going to take so much longer when you're just trying to work this out yourself. Okay. Getting a coach, someone that is there to hold you accountable and to really get to the root cause of why you are feeling the way you are and help you navigate through this. I can't recommend it enough, like genuinely.
So you, as a business mindset coach, has a mindset coach as well?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, absolutely, because I'm leveling up. So I want someone who's going to be able to really level me up and push me even that more, because I can do the work and I do it. However, having a coach who's where you want to be is going to level you up even more. So I always will invest into coaching and personal development.
So how do I work with you?
So to work with me, firstly, you can book in for a 3-hour discovery call. So we can really work out what it is that you want and what's stopping you from achieving what you truly desire in your life and business. And by that, then we can work out what package is going to suit you better.
Yeah.
So I work with my clients over an 8 to 12 week to start off with. And this is one-to-one coaching via Zoom for up to 90 minutes.
Okay.
And we'll dive deep into like the limiting beliefs, the self-doubt, they're not good enough. Like we have some amazing tools and resources that I do. And then I also give you what's called a signal chat support.
Okay.
So not only do we have the 90-minute call once a week for 8 weeks, let's say, you also get to voice me every day about any feelings, emotions, triggers, so that I'm always coaching you through it.
Okay.
So then you get to recognize what is sitting there for you, and I can help you move through it quicker.
Okay, so you're functioning as a 24/7 guardian angel.
Pretty much.
Technically.
Yeah, except when I'm sleeping. Pretty much. So, and this is one thing that was really important to me because so much can happen in a week. And I just wanted my clients to not feel like they were alone and to reach out to me. So, because it can be a lonely journey when you are healing and changing. Yeah. You know, so, and it's been great. The clients that constantly are voicing me are the ones that move quicker than the ones that probably don't voice as much. Yeah. Because you're getting that coaching all the time.
Yeah. Do I need to prepare for the first call?
There'll be a few questions when you book in for your discovery call, but then I will look after them all on the call.
Well, thank you so very much for being here and answering all my questions. I will definitely book a call with you.
Yeah, please do, because honestly, you can get where you want to be so much faster when you do this kind of, when you have your mindset thriving and you thriving yourself. It reflects on your business and yeah, and definitely know your worth.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. If you would have any other questions, Michaela, just message us on Instagram or pop the question below and we're going to answer it shortly. Thank you for watching us and thank you for being here. See you next time.